Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Small Business Interview.
Hi.
Today, we have White Rock Granola with us today. It's White Rock Granola and the crew. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think we should definitely make some introductions. Who wants to go first?
Well, I guess I can go first. So I'm Andrea Rideout, and I'm one of the owners of White Rock Granola. We're a small baking company out of Dallas, Texas. And there you see David, that's our chef. And his brother Doug works with us in packaging and logistics. And we are just blowing and going. I took over the company last year from a friend who had been doing it on a small basis. She'd been going to farmers markets and things like that. And I've owned several companies, and I thought, wow, this stuff is really good. And I think we can get it into larger venues, grocery and so forth. We just got our first 7-Eleven store, things like that. So we're very excited to, the four of us. We have another chef also, Robbie Caldwell, although she's not able to be with us right now, but we're just hopefully going to be blowing and going. So.
Thank you. Hi, Doug. Hi, David and Andrea. It's very exciting to have the team members here. And yeah, I was going to go into a little bit about how White Rock came to be. How long? I know you said you took over, but how long has White Rock Granola been around for? Do you know how it got started?
Sure. So about 10 years ago, my friend Remy Latour had a bed and breakfast, and she started making this amazing granola. Our first flavor was orange maple, and she would feed that to her, the people who came to stay at the bed and breakfast. And everybody wanted to take some home. So she developed a couple of other flavors and started putting it in little bags. And the guests at the bed and breakfast could take it home. And then she and her husband started going to farmers markets, and it sold like crazy. And then they got their first Central Market grocery store, I think about maybe 4 years ago. And they had it in maybe 2 or 3 Central Markets, but since it was just her and her husband, and they would have a couple of folks come in to help bake sometimes, they were at a level where they felt very comfortable. They didn't want to grow it anymore because it was just the right amount for them to be able to handle it. And then, of course, when the pandemic hit, it crashed. I mean, everything crashed. They couldn't go to the farmers markets anymore. All the grocery business dried up. And so last year, their sales really tanked. That was in 2020. And so she and I had been friends, and we were talking one day, and she said, I'm just worn out. I think I'm going to retire. And I said, what are you going to do with the company? And she's like, I don't know. I can't decide. So I said, well, maybe I'll buy it from you, and then we can grow it, because I think there's a seed planted there. I mean, she had her foot in the door with a large grocery chain, but again, she'd never developed it because for them, they were comfortable. And to me, I'm like, man, everybody needs to know about this granola. It's so delicious. And I have to tell you, I was not a granola eater until I found Remy's granola. And I'm hooked now. I mean, David and Doug and I were always joking because when we bake, it comes out of the oven and we try to taste every batch just to make sure everything's good. So we take a little bite. So we're always joking, boy, this is our favorite flavor. And then the next batch, no, this one's my favorite. And, so they're all so delicious. It's really hard to pick even a favorite between us. So, and then David and I had met. He and his brother Doug have a small baking company where they make runzas, which is a Norwegian, or help me out, David. You can describe it better than me.
German.
It's German, sorry.
German handheld meat pies.
Yeah, so it's like it's a meat pie. It's got, meat and cheese and stuff like that inside. They're really great. So we had met at one of the farmers markets and become friends. And when we started doing the White Rock granola, I needed help. So I called the guys, and David has come over and is now our main chef. And Doug is kind of a logistics expert. So he's been helping with refining the way that we package and get the product out the door. And so our sales have just been great. We've about doubled just so far this spring. And our dealer sales in particular have really gone up. So that's where we're now in, gosh, how many central markets, guys? I guess we are in 8 now, and we were in 2 or 3 at the beginning of the year.
Sounds about right.
Something like that, yeah. And like I said, we just got our first 7-Eleven, and a lot of other grocery and that type of thing. Plus we got DoorDash. DoorDash has a new little grocery thing that they do called Dash Mart. So we just got into Dash Mart and quite a few other, delivery services. So that's pretty exciting. So.
That's a pretty amazing story for you to pick up a business like in the middle or at the beginning of all this crazy health stuff going on with the pandemic and COVID, and to just save it.
Yeah, it's really true. And, but, in a way, kind of coming into it as sales were down, and being able to look at it fresh and helping to grow it. I think we see it, that the 4 of us kind of see it from fresh eyes. So we're not clouded by, oh, we're so busy going to markets or whatever. We've had a little more time to step back and think about us, our strategy. And one of the other things we're very committed to, we love helping others. And Rini, the former owner, was really committed to women's charities. So like one of the things we've done, there's a coffee shop not far from us that works with women who just got out of prison. So all of their employees are former, people who were incarcerated, women who were incarcerated. And so we're supplying them with their first case of granola. We're just about to take it over, and we're donating that for them. So they'll be able to sell the granola and, use those funds to help these women. And we've been doing things with homeless charities. We just gave a case of granola to a charity in Dallas that feeds homeless kids. So our commitment is 1% of our sales. So whatever our sales are, we're going to at least do 1%, and we may end up doing more than that. So that's something that is real important to all of us.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a very noble pursuit too, for our company. And I guess that since we're going into the whole granola thing, but I might as well share my screen to the website. We'll talk more about your goals and focuses. Share my screen so people can find you and support you guys. So here's your website, and I guess also, since we have not almost the whole crew here, but what's a typical day like for you guys in the kitchen? You were mentioning earlier, Andrea, about having a later shift to kind of one of the more unique situations for bakeries.
So in the bakery business, and David, I think you've seen this too before, haven't you? Where there's a lot of shared kitchens. Putting in all the kitchen equipment and the ovens and all that is expensive for a bakery. And so it's not uncommon to see a bakery like with us, where we use a larger bakery that they bake all day long, and we have the kitchen from about 5 o'clock until, all night long if we want to, and then also Saturday and Sunday. And so eventually we'll probably have our own kitchen, maybe in a year or 2. But for right now, putting in that investment of hundreds of thousands of dollars that somebody else already has, we just use that kitchen. And for David, who runs a business during the day, it's convenient for him too, because he can bake his runses all day. And that's what's called a cottage industry. So here in Texas, we're allowed to do a certain amount of baking out of our homes if we have a business. I don't know how that is for everyone listening around the world or whoever is listening today, but in Texas, you can bake at home as long as you're not shipping it or certain other restrictions. So, David, how long have you been doing the runses?
Well, since I moved up here from Houston,
So
I've been doing meat pies and sweet pies.
like 5 years?
Probably 3 to 4 years ago.
3 to 4 years, cool.
I've been in restaurants for 42 years. But
well, and what
yeah,
he is so good with flavors. That's the thing. Like, what are some of the flavors you're thinking about for White Rock granola? I know you have some in your head.
The main one that I want to do is the Hawaii blue. Instead of blue Hawaiian, I want to do the Hawaiian blue.
With
So
blueberries.
That's a flavor that I'm coming up with.
Blueberries, dried pineapple, coconut. Can you imagine, Fox, how good that's going to be?
Yeah.
that
So we're working.
Sounds really good.
It's going to be really good.
You guys do have a lot of unique flavors too already. But, I mean, so how I want to go through, like, the names too are really fun, and I want to go through some of them and talk about, I guess, like how often you guys come up with new flavors and something like unique like that, like a Hawaii blue, like the inspiration behind it. So so that was something I noticed too. Like, you guys have orange maple and then the unique names like Oh Snap. So like that one, I think I remember was like ginger snap, right? I was like, what is that?
Yes.
It's like grandma's ginger snap. That's right. So it's funny. Orange maple is our most popular, and really it should be called orange maple pecans and almonds, because the nuts in there are a really important part of that flavor. And David can tell you we use the freshest maple syrup that we can get. It's real orange zest, right, David?
Yep, real orange zest. Nuts, we buy nuts every other week, fresh.
Fresh. And a lot of those are pecans are Texas. Say it again.
Everything's the best ingredients we can get.
And you may hear my dogs barking. I'm at my house today, so the mailman may come. So that orange maple's really good, and it's about probably 40% of our sales. It's really popular because it goes with just about everything. You can have it with yogurt. You can sprinkle it on a salad, whatever. The Oh Snap, the next one there is like the kids would say, oh snap, and so it's like a ginger snap. It's got pumpkin seeds and ginger and delicious fall flavors, but we sell it all year long. And a lot of people love ginger, and it is very popular. The Gorilla A-Go-Go was actually developed as a kind of a snack for the gorillas at the Dallas Zoo. And it was a people food and a gorilla food. The gorillas love it and people love it. It kind of is in tie for second place with Snap. So it goes back and forth. Some months we sell more Gorilla and some months more Snap. But the other funny thing you can do with Gorilla is, since it doesn't actually have any sugar, it's made with honey and the dried cranberries, pumpkin seeds, and then the oats. Did I leave anything important out, David?
No, that one's correct. You got that.
One's, yep, with the honey. It's so good. You can feed it to chickens. So chickens are a huge hobby right now, and it's one of the ones that you can feed to your chickens because it doesn't have sugar in it. So that one's really good. And C4, now Doug, I'll let you talk about C4. That's your favorite flavor, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my personal favorite. It's got a little bit of cayenne pepper in it, so it's got a little bit of heat to it. But yeah, I just like the spiciness of it.
And the cranberries and the
Cashews.
cashews.
Yep.
Cashews. Yeah, it's really good. And it's got it's kind of like Fox, you know, when you have chocolate that's got like a little cayenne, it's that sort of feeling where you taste the sweet and then pow, that hot gets you for a second. Not too hot, but just enough to, you know, get you going. So it's one of our favorites. And then my midnight nemesis, I always tell everybody, is the chocolate. It's chocolate with Valrhona French cocoa. It's absolutely amazing, rich, deep. Now, David, you've used lots of cocos in the past. What makes this Valrhona so good?
It's well above Dutch chocolate, which is a dark chocolate anyway, but this is finer and darker. So it's just excellent flavor.
It's just super rich, isn't it? And
yeah, when you eat the chocolate if you use milk on it, of course it'll turn your milk chocolate, and it's just like being a kid again.
Yeah, that's fun. So you get chocolate milk and chocolate granola. It's a bonus.
That's right.
But yeah, that's the one that when I wake up at midnight and I'm like, man, I just need a bite of something, I go to that chocolate granola. And then the peanut butter love is like the famous candy. It's got peanut butter with chocolate chips in it. So you get the chocolate peanut butter combo.
And the large coconut.
Yeah, and say it again.
It's got large coconut flakes.
And it's got those big, thick coconut flakes in it. So it's a killer. I mean, it's so good for people who like the peanut butter. The Viva Las Vegan is one that we've newly come back out with. Rini had it for a long time, but she let it go. And so we had the recipe. So we tried it again this spring, and boy, everybody loves it. It's very similar to our Gorilla, except instead of having honey, it has agave. And so if someone can't eat honey or they choose not to eat honey, but they still like that kind of trail mix type of granola, it's really fantastic. And one of my sons is vegan, and so that's his favorite flavor, but he also likes the peanut butter because it's also vegan. So the peanut butter that we make, the peanut butter love, is made with dairy-free chocolate chips. So it's great for anyone who is dairy-free, you know, or trying to follow a plant-based lifestyle. And one thing I want to say about all of our flavors, and this is important, since we use a shared kitchen, we put a little note on our bags even that if someone is highly allergic to anything, they shouldn't eat our granola because we can't control what other people bake in the kitchen. You know, we can only control what we bake. So if they're trying to be gluten-free, ours is low gluten because oats are naturally, you know, gluten-free. But because we bake in that shared kitchen, there could be trace gluten. And the same thing with all of these things. There could be a trace of something that we may not even know about. So, but in general, all the flavors are delicious. They're, you know, they sell really well. And a lot of our folks who buy from us online, Fox, buy in bulk. I mean, we just shipped, Doug, what was that order we did last week? It was like 25 pounds of, was it C4 to one individual, and they freeze it.
Yeah, we had like 2 25-pound shipments and then multiple 10-pound shipments to people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And people buy it and they put it in the freezer and it freezes really well. And then they'll eat it, you know, for 6 months. So, and we have customers all over the country. As I was telling you, we're just starting to work with Canada, but right now we ship all over the US, all 50 states, even Alaska and Hawaii.
Yeah, that was my next question about where do you guys ship and the storage too. Would you say that freezing the granola is the best way to store it because it will last the longest?
Well, on its own, it lasts about 90 days. And we actually just had kind of an interesting test where we were able to taste some that had been out for about 6 months. So we were able to go in and taste that, and it was just as delicious. So These are some of our dealers that we're developing here in Dallas. You can kind of see on our Instagram page there. And we run specials a lot for our folks who are out of town, like free shipping and things. We always have free shipping over $40. So, you know, anybody that's ordering online gets free shipping over $40.
And it sounds like we might as well order as much as we can, right? Because you did say we could freeze it, but unless we, I don't see why not. Like 90 days is a long time. It sounds so delicious. I wouldn't know why I would have it for 90 days also, you know, just eat it all.
Well, it is delicious. And if you get on our Instagram, you can see some of the things that people do, like the acai bowl there. There's a little video of one of our stores. Oh, isn't that good? I'll tell you what, that is so delicious, that acai bowl. Oh my gosh. That guy has a little shop down in Dallas, and they're just putting our granola in their shop. So we're excited about that. But
that looks really good. Yeah, it looks like there's some various ways people eat it. There's a little video here.
Yep. You can watch the video about how Brown Bag Provisions puts it in that bowl of theirs, and it's amazing. So
how do you,
sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to ask about how often do you guys come up with flavors, and how difficult is it to develop one?
David, maybe you can kind of talk about that, about some of the ones we're playing with right now.
We're playing with a couple. We have not come out with them yet because the 7 kinds we have are so popular right now. But we've been super busy trying to
There's
maintain
Robbie.
that. But
there's a picture of Robbie. So the girl on the bottom right there, that's Robbie. She's our other chef, and she wasn't able to be with us today, but she's awesome. Robbie Caldwell.
To Robbie.
Hi, Robbie. Well, finishing what David was saying, we're working on some other flavor ideas. Like Robbie had a really neat idea as we come into fall to do a cranberry with white chocolate chip, like for the holidays. Wouldn't that be good?
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it's sort of the fall, you know, idea. And
yeah,
David's Blue Hawaii. Our big issue is we just
Hawaiian blue.
Hawaiian blue. Sorry, I keep saying it backwards.
No, you don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, Blue Hawaii, yeah.
No, also for fall, I'd like to come up with a pumpkin flavor. So
we had talked about that, yeah. And pumpkin is so popular, you know, with the pumpkin coffees and all. Wouldn't it be great to have a pumpkin granola? And it's funny, we as you keep scrolling down, we may get to a picture that we did last fall, actually, where we were baking pumpkin muffins, and we used the Snap granola as a topping.
Oh.
Wow. It was actually Robbie's idea, and it was so good because, again, you have that delicious pumpkin flavor with the sprinkles of the Snap ginger on top. And it was really good. So
good idea.
It was a good idea of hers.
Yeah, so to extend eating granola beyond having it in a cereal bowl. You know, what can you do with it?
What's funny, we find that about half of our customers seem to eat it as a snack, and about half of them eat it as cereal. But people tell us, we're always getting emails about things that someone's doing, like the acai bowls or a spinach salad where someone drizzles the granola on top as the topping. I have a customer. Say it again.
It's also great. You can use it to top pies with before baking the pies.
Yes.
You can put it on ice cream, yogurt. You can put it anywhere.
To make a parfait. Yeah, there's the pumpkin muffins.
There's the muffins.
And let me tell you, they were so good. I mean, we were eating the paper wrapper, you know, it's like, golly, these are good. And that was the Snap flavor. So Robbie one day made an apple strudel and put the Snap on top, and it was amazing. So there's just a lot of things you can do with the different flavors. And every one of them is better than the last, I think. So we've had a lot of fun exploring that.
It does seem like there's a lot of different ways we can use your granola, and some good ideas on your social media too, you know, and looks like all the markets we can find you at.
Thank you so much. If you scroll back up a little bit, and I'll brag for just a minute. So not too long ago, there was a movie filmed here in Dallas, or around Dallas. It's actually a horror film, and the producer, I think it's one or two more jumps up. He won't start his day without our granola. There he is, the guy with the red bag and saying, yeah, that's one of the producers. Oh. And the film is called Autumn Road. So watch for that in theaters. We're actually getting credit in the credits because we supplied granola to the whole production staff one day. So everybody got to have granola for breakfast on the production staff.
Oh, it's a horror film.
It's a horror film. Yep, Autumn Road. And Xander there, the guy there, he won't start without it. I mean, he's like, I've got to have this stuff every day. And he likes that hot one, the C4. But he said, you know, it gets him going. So, and you know, it's really good for you. I mean, it's got high fiber. All of our granolas are low sodium. They're fairly low sugar. And the C4 has that's real cayenne pepper, isn't it, David?
Yes.
And so it's good for you. I mean, it's good for your joints, and you know, it's great stuff. So we all eat it and we love it.
Yeah, it does sound really intriguing. I don't think I've had a spicy granola before.
And that's George the Rooster. He lives up at a local hardware store that's also one of our dealers, Rooster Home and Hardware in East Dallas. And every time I go in to visit them, or if one of us goes to restock the shelves, we better take a little bit of the Gorilla A Go-Go for George, because he'll start crowing. He wants his share.
Well, he's lucky to have a quality snack right there.
That's right. He'll eat it right out of your hand. He really loves it.
And there's your bunch of your assorted granolas.
That's at Central Market. Yep. That's for anyone listening out of the area. Central Market is one of our dealers, and they are sort of like a Whole Foods type of store, but it's a Texas owned chain. So they're owned by HEB here in Texas.
So you're in some local shops around Texas mainly.
Yep, and we're just getting our first out-of-state dealers. Matter of fact, we've just sent some samples out, and we're about to send some more to a few new dealers, like in New York. We've just gotten one in Arkansas. We're working on Florida. So anybody around the country, if you have a favorite little grocery store near you, we would love to get on their shelves. And yeah, I love the picture there with the peanut butter love. Doug, every time we lay them out, Doug and I are always like, it always looks so cool, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's how we package them, and we put our labels on them, but they look so pretty. So we've taken lots of pictures of them laid out like that.
Yeah, it's very simple packaging, but very effective, and like all the colors.
Yeah.
Here. Yes, we would love to see you nationwide. You were even mentioning testing out shipping internationally to Canada. And it'll be good to have you up there too. We do have an Intuit location up in Mississauga.
Well, we'd love to be there.
So one of the things, exciting plans.
I'll tell you, it's a great time. It's been such a hard couple years for everybody, and not to minimize what everyone's gone through. It's been such a miserable couple of years, but we're hoping to be like the Phoenix, that comes out comes out of the fire, and hopefully do really well and provide a product that makes people smile. I mean, that's something that's a real joy to us, is when we maybe go into a store or we meet a new customer and they taste it and they're like, wow, that stuff's good. And That's our oven right there. You can see how it kind of works. I don't know if you're able to play the video or not, but
So let's see how.
here we go. Yep, that's the granola baking. And so we can make, David, how many pans can we make at one time? 24?
24 large sheet pans.
And that oven is really cool. Why don't you tell everybody about it? What makes it special?
It's a giant walk-in convection oven. So you roll these racks in there, and then the machine lifts them up and spins everything, so everything bakes evenly.
And you can almost smell it, can't you, Pops? I mean, it's just
Now it's good. It's
that
like
chocolate,
right?
chocolate when when it's baking, it smells like brownies. And it tastes a little bit like brownies. It's delicious. I mean, it's good.
Well, like you said, if you are craving something late at night, you don't want to, get a brownie or a cookie. Get something a bit healthier. Just get the chocolate granola, and putting it on top of ice cream sounds really good.
Oh, it's so good on ice cream. Yes, it is.
And that's a really cool way to bake the granola, actually, because you don't. I guess because I was thinking you have to open a hot oven and then put all the racks in really quick, But I guess you preload the rack and then put it all in the oven at one go.
Yeah,
right. So it's like a rolling rack thing.
That's cool. Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah. David, have you ever worked anywhere that had a walk-in oven like that before?
No, that's the first place I've ever used a walk-in.
It's handy. Let me tell you. Being able to do it all at one time is great.
So that's an insanely large walk-in oven.
It is.
That's pretty awesome.
We have a lot of people. I don't know if your listeners or viewers are familiar with Foxtrot. That was that little kind of that gift basket picture there.
Oh, right here?
On the bottom right there.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, that one. So that's a gift basket that they put together that was all Texas products. And so we were really excited to be a part of that. And they have locations in Dallas and then a few other cities. I know they're originally from Chicago. So they do a lot of work out of Chicago. But we were part of their Texas basket. So that was fun.
That's cool. So we can find you everywhere, just about.
We're trying.
Yeah.
We're trying to get there.
Yeah, kind of spreading out. And you said so you said you're in local Texas shops, online at that Foxtrot thing.
Yeah.
And looks like you might be partnering up with some small businesses too,
So that's some friends of ours that have another local business. It's called Noble Coyote Coffee Roasters. And they make, amazing coffee. It's really rich and just delicious. So again, for anyone in the Texas region, you can watch for that at Whole Foods and Central Market, and they sell it online also. I think it's noblecoyotecoffee.com is there.
So a good drink pairing to the granola, basically.
Yeah, and it goes so well. Having your cup of coffee in the morning, having granola. It's really good.
Yeah, it's a simple classic pairing. So, but yeah, so you guys are open for online nationwide shipping for now.
Absolutely.
And
all over.
working on spreading out. $40 plus this free shipping, you said.
Well, and if your folks that are listening will let us know that they're from Intuit, maybe we can come up with some kind of coupon. But we'll put in an extra goodie for them. We always do that kind of seasonally. So just let us know that you're with Intuit, and we'll be glad to slip in a bag of a sample for you or whatever.
Awesome. Yeah, we really appreciate that.
Oh, pause for just 1 second if you can on that picture. So one of the things that's a big commitment for all of us is trying to get away from single-use plastic. So when I took over the company in the fall, all the products were packaged in plastic bags. And one of the things that I started researching almost immediately is converting to biodegradable packaging. So you can see that package right there is actually a totally compostable package, even though it's a hard, what's called a clamshell. If it is thrown into the landfill or put into a commercial composter, it will dissolve. And the other neat thing about it is, because it's made out of plants, it's a much less toxic manufacturing process. So like the hard plastic shell there is made out of corn, and the label is made out of sugar cane. So it eventually will just, like I said, dissolve. Even if if it ends up blowing down the street, it's eventually going to dissolve. So you're not going to have the little plastic particles, washing into the ocean or things like that. So we're very excited about that. That's our first biodegradable package. And we've made a commitment that by the end of 2021, everything we make will be in bioplastic. So it'll be completely compostable.
That is amazing. We had a similar goal to be, I think, zero waste by 2021, but the pandemic hit, so I don't know what happened to that. But that's one of our main focuses is, to protect the planet we live on, and because with global warming and everything that we're doing, it's definitely showing up. The symptoms are showing up, and that's a very cool idea. We really appreciate you doing that.
Well, I'm thrilled to hear that y'all are doing that. And something interesting to note, all of the product that we're supplying into it is in biodegradable package. So the little pouches that we're going to be doing for you guys, and strangely enough, I didn't have a sample with me, but those are going to be completely biodegradable. So that was a commitment that we made with Intuit when we first started talking to you guys.
Awesome. That's really cool. And yeah, and we can even reuse these containers, they say. So even if you throw them out, and they decompose, that's fine, but we can save them, it looks like, and use them for our own food, pack lunch in it.
You sure can.
So that's a great idea. So yeah, and this is their blog, everyone. I was just clicking around the website, and they do have Facebook too. It's in the other tab if I can get to it without stopping the meeting. There we go.
There we go. All right.
So follow them for updates. And I guess this is where you guys will be posting new flavors on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep. That's really one of our new dealers there. That's a guy in Oak Cliff called Lucky Mouth Grocery, Oak Cliff, Texas. And he's only carrying our 2 vegan flavors because everything in their store is vegan.
Oh, neat.
Isn't that neat? So, and just, it's exciting to be adding a lot of new dealers. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's exciting to hear that you guys have a lot of plans coming up, and we're looking forward to that. Basically, we're looking forward to seeing the growth of White Rock Granola.
Well, we sure appreciate you, and as I was telling you, we're not only suppliers to you, but we're customers as well. So we're on QuickBooks, and just love it. David and Doug, anything else you guys want to interject?
No, I think that about covered pretty much everything we have going.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun talking to you guys today. And it was great to have everyone here. And hopefully you guys will take off. And I'm sure you guys have no problems. It's a really unique product. It's not just like any other granola. And you got to keep us in the loop with anything new that comes up, basically, and we'll announce it to everyone.
Well, we appreciate it and love being involved with you guys, and hope that everyone is enjoying the granola in the break rooms. And if you need anything, just let us know.
Same to you. Anything that comes up, just don't hesitate to reach out. Well, yeah, thanks again for joining us. Thanks for your time and for talking to us about White Rock Granola. It was very interesting and it was a lot of fun.
All right, thank you. Bye now.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye, Doug. Bye, David. Bye, Fox.
Bye-bye.